Hey everyone, it's me, Chris from Body Noble Fitness Coaching, and I'm here. This is kind of more the intro or more the tips and tricks of your guide or your nutrition guide for body transformations here. So I'm going to give you a couple things or a few things for you to think about when you're not only just trying to eat the right foods or eat enough food or whatever, just things to think about, you know, so that you can make your transformation run a little bit more smoothly. Okay, so as I say this, we'll start with the top. Weigh, measure, and track your foods. Okay, I can't say this enough. This is the most common mistake people make when trying to transform their bodies, lose weight, build muscle, is that they don't know how much they currently eat, you know, or how many calories certain foods that they eat contain, you know. So when you come from this place, you don't know what you can fix. Okay, because the whole thing is about, if you make a mistake, fix it so you can keep making progress, right? So if you don't know where you're at, there's no way of finding out where you're going. So, got a challenge for you, and I'll show you some examples of this here. The calorie counting challenge. Okay, so a certain amount of food gives off a certain amount of calories. So if you don't know, how much that food weighs, you don't know you don't know how many calories you're taking in. So I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to show some examples of that, and you're going to see exactly where I'm coming from. Because again, you have to know where you're going. If you have to get the job done in some way or another, you got to have a food scale and measuring cups or something like that. And some people use the hand portions again, but even without a number of counting calories, you still have a way to quantify how much you're eating of certain.
Hello, everybody. My name is Patrick, and I'm being trained by Chris Howard of Body Noble Fitness. Now, I'm happy I'm losing weight, but Chris Howard has challenged me to visually measure 4 ounces. That's the challenge. So I have to visually measure 4 ounces, and then I check it by actually measuring it. So let's check it out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on a scale. I'm going to use this cup, okay, to measure, but I have to measure the weight of the cup first. Okay, 0.5. Everybody see that? That's 0.5. I'm going to use Elbow Macaroni by Barilla. And now I'm going to pour what I think is 4 ounces. Nope. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's a challenge. I want to win. Here we go. Oh. Dang it. All right, there you have it. I was right the first time, man. I should have not. Well, let me see. I took out about this much. Let's see what it would have been right there. Yeah, man, I'm way over, man. I'm way over. There you have it. There you have it. I failed. That means I got to measure the food, man. I got to measure it out. I got to measure it out. Anyways.
And you're trying to establish a baseline so that as you progress, you can adjust. You can adjust because even if you get everything right in the beginning, your body's going to adapt to that calorie intake once you get smaller or bigger, for that matter. Okay, or adjust your nutrient intake or exercise. Adjust your exercise levels. So your body's going to adapt. So you want to know the next move that you need to make, okay? So that'll lead me to the second one. And the second one is avoid doing too much too soon. And these two, the first one and the second one, kind of go hand in hand because, again, people don't know where they're at. So if they're eating 3,000 calories a day to maintain their weight, they'll try to cut it to 1,500, thinking that 1,500 will always be faster. And sometimes you can cut your calories too much, okay? Because it will elicit a stress response, which the stress response is going to take away from other aspects of your health and your fitness or just normal functioning, and that could include, okay, you exercise a whole lot, but you eat very, very little, so you want to sit around all day instead of getting up and walking the dog and burning those extra calories, outside of your workout or washing the dishes or cleaning the house or whatever. So you want to do just enough to keep it moving and just know that it may have to be a slower race. There's certain things, or you can only rush so much, you can only line things up perfectly so much and try to just let the cards fall where they may. It's not, you can't always force it, and it's not always mathematical. Okay. I'll give you an example. I had one of the gals I had compete, and I changed her. I changed her macros or whatever, or calorie intake. And I guess she was expecting much less because people always tell you it's just calories in, calories out, and what it was she was somewhere around 2,500 calories. No, sorry, oof, too high. It was somewhere around 1,500 calories. Okay, now they usually don't advise, unless you're really, really overweight or really obese, morbidly obese, and as long as being well as being overweight. Okay, cutting your calories more than 20%. Okay, so in this case, I cut only 200 calories, and I think she was expecting 5. Okay, so the thing is she needs to get very, very lean, and to be able to get that lean, you're going to be fighting your body's stress responses because your body might not want to go there. So you don't want to create more. You want to try to finesse the system as much as you can. Okay, so that's why, too much too soon. And that also goes with exercise because people don't know where they're at. They really don't know how much they burn, or so what they try to do is they try to make it such a large amount that it has to be lower, or such a large amount that it has to be higher, where sometimes all you need to do is just change things in stages. It could be, in this case, 1,700 down to 1,500. It could be 2,500 to 2,800. Everything is not always going to be perfect with a pound per week, and the math doesn't always work out. Sometimes you just treat yourself better, lower your stress levels, and your body starts to lose weight. So with us, we're trying to do as many things as we can to get you what you want, with as less stress and as less discomfort as possible. You're going to have to be uncomfortable to a degree, but we want as little as possible. Okay, so it don't always have to be too much too soon. You got to be patient. You know that if you got 30 pounds to lose, it may take you 30 plus weeks. Okay, remember, usually 1 to 2 pounds per week. The leaner you get, the more that slows down. So think about it that way. All right. Another thing, some people, they get themselves worked up into a frenzy and cause some anxiety because, with dieting, they always believe that they have to eat clean. Okay. And that's not necessarily the truth. There's something called IIFYM, and that's an acronym for if it fits your macros. Okay, and the reason why this winds up working, actually, I will move to the fourth one. All right, because these two again go hand in hand. Let's move to the fourth one. It's priorities, priorities. Okay, so what you want to do as you're thinking of your strategy, you want to keep this in mind because there are certain things that have a much higher priority than other things. So if you're trying to lose weight, calories. If you're trying to gain weight, calories. Because at the end of the day, calories in versus calories out isn't everything, but it's a whole lot of the equation. Okay, so if you eat too many calories, you won't lose weight. If you don't eat enough calories, you won't gain weight. So that's where it kind of at. So calories is the first. The second winds up being macros. So for example, there's studies on basically protein intake, okay? And they'll compare protein intake at the RDA levels, which is 0.8 grams per kilogram, and they'll compare it to 2 grams per kilogram, and in some cases it goes as high as 4 grams per kilogram, which is 2 grams per pound in most cases, and they'll find, to a degree, as the protein goes up, people are losing more body fat and gaining more muscle, okay? And that's while both groups are having the same amount of calories. So in the studies, they have to set the calories equal so there isn't another reason, when they're trying to find out about the protein intake, there couldn't be another reason why they're losing weight. So think about that. So protein first, then the macros. A higher carb count could lower your stress levels. A higher carb count can allow you to have more glycogen in your muscles so you can have perform better in your workouts. If you can't handle the carb, if it's too much for you to be able to store, then maybe lowering the carbs and upping the fat. But so as I'm saying this, the calories first, macros second, and say third, as you get into elaborate strategies like nutrient timing, okay, again, you're looking at the research. And what the research said was, for example, when using things like essential amino acids, protein, zinc, and branched chain amino acids before your workout, during your workout, and sometimes after your workout, okay? In each one of those scenarios, none of it mattered if you weren't hitting your protein intake. So if you had 200 grams of protein per day, it didn't matter what you did during your workout, even though there's advantages shown by using strategies in intra and pre-workout nutrition and whatever, and using nutrient timing that were beneficial. If you failed to hit your required protein intake or sometimes calorie intake and things like that, you weren't going to be able to reap those benefits, okay? So that's why I would put that third, and then and the 3 and 4 could switch because food choices. If you and people used to think that as long as you ate clean, everything was taken care of. Well, no, you can eat clean and you can overeat. So if you overeat, it's still no way for your body to lose weight. Or if you undereat, you don't have the materials required to help you gain weight. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. So, but the food choices, and I'm leading to this later, which is number 4 or 5, the food choices will have more micronutrients. You might have more fiber, you might have more magnesium and zinc and omega-3s or whatever the nutrient might need to be that you need for your health. Those may be more in healthier foods, but if you violate everything else up the chain, it's not going to matter. Like your weight loss goals or your muscle gaining goals or your transformation goals aren't going to matter because you didn't keep the calories in check, either one way or another. So you kind of get where I'm going with that. And the supplements, okay, supplements is final, okay. And again, you can look at creatine, you can look at protein, you can look at whatever, okay. You can put them in essential amino acids, branched chain amino acids. You can have it in your strategy, but the supplements are supposed to supplement a diet. So basically, you got holes in your diet. You can't get enough magnesium. You can't get enough zinc. Whatever. You fill it with supplements. You're supposed to eat real food. And a lot of the times I'll get people, they're so freaking lazy. They'll say, okay, well, all right, I need to eat 4 times a day. So can't I just do 3 protein drinks? I have to eat meals. It's like, yeah, you idiot. They are finding new nutrients in foods every day that are going to be beneficial for your health. So while health isn't everything, you know, a healthy body, it's easier to get a healthier body to lose weight. So I want you to remember that, and I want you to remember how these all figure in. Okay, and again, supplements 5th, food choices / macros 4th, nutrient timing and meal timing 3rd. Okay, 2nd, macros, and 1st, calories. Calories is mostly it. Okay, now let's move on to the next. All right, so a lot of people, they look at pre, intra, and post nutrition, and they throw that away because you get, how do I say it? You get educated idiots, and I'm gonna call them idiots because it's smart, but it's too dumb to realize, that the application is all that matters. And as I say that, I mean, okay, they're like, oh gosh, creatine helped only athletes, so only athletes need to take it. It's like, no, creatine, okay, let's forget all the studies that creatine helped brain power, creatine helped the heart, and anything else, if you can perform better during your workouts, if you can lift heavier weights, if you have more endurance, if you can recover better from a higher workload, okay, you're much more likely to make progress. So with pre-workout nutrition, I'll make a video about this, about nutrient timing, okay? But with pre-workout, intra-workout, and post-workout nutrition, the studies have been shown, and most of these studies are done in they call them recreational athletes. They're more like normal people. See, the body doesn't say, I'm an athlete, I need this. I only need this, or I'm not an athlete, so I don't need that. It's all about, do I have what I need to get what I have to get done? Okay? And if I don't, how can I substitute that? Do I have to shut something down? Do I have to slow something down? Or can I create it from other nutrients? And that's what this is about. So you're giving your body what it needs around the time of the nutrition, so that, it's better equipped to recover from them workouts and allow you to get the progress that you've been seeking. Okay? I don't want to go too much over that, because I wanted to keep this short, or as short as possible. So it's all about your recovery. If you recover, you make better progress, okay? If you do things that hurt your recovery, it's going to be harder for you to get ahead, all right? Okay, and again, let's skip that supplements are meant to supplement, because I just went over that. All right, and last but not least, proactive, not reactive. So if you're back here up at the top, you're weighing, you're measuring your foods, you're counting, and let's say you go out to eat and you realize, oh crap, I ate this meal here from this restaurant has more fat than I thought it had. Then what you got to do is adjust the rest of your meals to account for that. All right? So, you might have to have meals with lower fat to account for that, instead of waiting till the end of the day to realize, oh my gosh, I'm over by 30 grams of fat and 270 calories. You can adjust things to fix that sometimes, but that only happens if you know where you're at. So that's where the weighing and measuring the food comes in. It allows you to be proactive if you don't wait till the end of the day to track it. If I ate 4.4 ounces of chicken and this and that. So if you're using your app to track your foods, and you're weighing and measuring your foods with your food scale and your measuring cups, you have that option ready to you, okay? So that's going to be important, because at the end of the day, you want to set yourself up for success, and in this case, success is going to be, it's going to be taking care of all the business, so you know where you're at. Okay, so those are some things I want to take with you before you get on your nutrition programs, and before I have a list of foods that would be great, but you may need to IIFYM it. I sometimes do that where I have a calorie intake and I can't fill it with food, so I can't fill it with beans and green beans or whatever types of carbs. So I might throw so much rice in there, and sometimes if it's post workout and I can have more carbs at post workout and I'm still in that window, I'll throw a soda in there, to make sure I get recovery. So that's something again to think about when you're as you're on this nutrition program. You want to get your strategies lined up so you'll succeed. Okay.